Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, as you may have heard, there was a Canadian man who was in the US legally, by the way, and he just died while in the custody of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. What you may not have heard is that he had a criminal history and he was a Donald Trump supporter. And just this morning, there was another death reported of a man in ICE custody in the same state. In fact, half of all immigrants who have died this year, who have died since Donald Trump took office, they have all passed away in the same state. You're not going to be shocked to hear where it is. Before I get into these details, though, please do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button below. I really, really appreciate it. It truly helps the show, and appreciate all of you. Appreciate so much the people who help with donations monthly. You truly, truly are the backbone of this show and this channel. So here is the deal. There's a 49-year-old man, or was a 49-year-old man, named Johnny Noviello. He entered the U.S. in the late 1980s. He had a lawful visa. He became a permanent U.S. resident in 1991. Well, in 2023, Noviella was convicted of racketeering and drug trafficking because he was selling oxycodone and hydrocodone. So on May 15th of this year, Noviella was taken into custody by ICE and he was charged with removability. And Noviello was still in custody as of last week. He was facing deportation and they found him unresponsive. So he was in a Miami Federal Detention Center, and the staff tried to resuscitate him and they called 911, but they sadly were unsuccessful. So Noviello was pronounced dead within like 1 hour of them finding him. And as I mentioned, this is not the only death in ICE custody. According to their own data and what they'll admit, Noviello is one of now 10 people who have died while in ICE detention just since Donald Trump took office less than 6 months ago. Just for perspective, I believe it was like 12 deaths last year when Biden was president. So in 6 months, we are now almost at that same amount. And there have now been 3 deaths reported at just one ICE facility. It's called Krome Detention Center. It's spelled with a K. It's Krome. And just this morning, the Miami Herald reported the third death. Up until now, it was 2 deaths at this facility. As of this morning, they reported that 75-year-old Isidro Perez. He's a Cuban man. He passed away. Perez had been in the U.S., get this, for almost 60 years. He was arrested on June 5th, and ICE said, oh, well, this was a quote-unquote law enforcement action. So the Miami Herald reported ICE hasn't provided any other details. We don't know why he was detained, or how they came to across this man or came to arrest him. But they said that during Perez's medical evaluation, he was diagnosed with several health issues. On June 17th, he was admitted to the hospital. They diagnosed him with unstable angina, which, if you look it up, heart.org describes this as, quote, heart problem or a heart problem that causes sudden chest pain, often while resting. It's usually due to reduced blood flow to the heart because of arteries narrowed from fatty deposits. And these deposits, they said, can rupture, leading to blood clots that can block the flow of blood to the heart. And they said unstable angina should be treated as an emergency. So Perez was hospitalized when the chest pain started. He was then released last Wednesday, but the very next day he was reporting chest pains again. So he was taken to another hospital. Don't know why. They took him to a completely different hospital, and that's where he tragically passed away. So explain to me how a 75-year-old man with a very serious heart condition who has been in the US for 60 years is some immediate threat to society and he needs to be locked up. And according to the government's own press release about Perez and his death, his only crimes were possession of a controlled substance all the way back in the early 1980s. So you can't tell me, oh, they went after him specifically. And they didn't even say that. They didn't say like, oh, we targeted him because of these arrests or this arrest all the way back in the 1980s. They just said, oh, this was, this was like a sweep, it sounded like. And he got caught up in this sweep. And then they're like, oh, you had this possession of controlled substance, which probably was marijuana, like something that's legal in most states or a lot, I shouldn't say most, in a ton of states now in the US. And you've got to take this 75-year-old man, again, with a very serious, obviously deadly heart disease, and throw him in one of the worst facilities in the nation. This man posed absolutely no danger to anyone. And I guarantee the stress of being locked up, being threatened with deportation, that may have ended his life early. Had to be stressful. And like I said, this Krome facility is, they talk about the worst of the worst. This is the worst of the worst. This is the absolute worst place that he could have ended up. This is apparently like a third world hellhole prison where they are given very little inedible food, bare minimum of water. And that's according to detainees who have gotten out and reported what they went through, or they're getting messages out to their families and to the press. And the Miami Herald wrote that the 2 previous Krome detention deaths were determined to be from natural causes, but they did their own investigation and they found, quote, evidence of substandard or delayed medical care. That's according to the Miami Herald in Florida. So, total tragic death, total tragedy, unnecessary. That man should have never, ever been in that facility, should have never been in any facility. He was not a danger to society. Going back to Noviello, he was at a different Florida facility when he died. And this man was a big Trump supporter. He was a big supporter of enforcing immigration laws. So back in November of 2016, Noviello shared a meme that said, "Share if you agree it's time we start enforcing immigration laws." Then, July 15th of last year, 2024, Noviello retweeted an image of Donald Trump, the one where he has his hand up after he got shot. And the caption on it, which was written by someone else, said, "You come at the king, you best not miss. Hashtag Trump 2024. This is what this man shared. The following day, he shared another one. He shared an article that was titled, "Trump Train Unstoppable." So Noviello backed Trump and his policies, even though he couldn't legally vote for him, and it may have cost him his life. Because, his support, even though he couldn't vote for him, I guarantee he had family members here who could. And he probably influenced them by saying, yeah, I agree with this. I support this. So we'll have to wait and see what the cause of death was. But again, no doubt this was stressful for him. And, he may have been found and received more timely treatment if he wasn't in a detention facility when he collapsed. So anyway, guys, there you go. Florida. Yeah. Margaritaville. Most deaths in the country since Donald Trump took office. Gee, I wonder why. It's almost as if Florida doesn't care about human beings and their lives. No, that can't be. The simple fact is, if you are a brown or a black person in Florida, your life is at risk. You better move. You better get out of that state because they hate you. They hate you. They don't care about you. You don't matter. You have the wrong skin color for the state of Florida. It's that simple. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.